Appeals are very hard. Let's just say that. Appeals are very hard to win. Hey, Ron.
Ron's back.
We're going through super chats, lightning round, because I'm very behind on these. KR says, would the past abuse of partners be allowed during cross FAH, or was the denial of information for the remainder of the trial? It was for that witness. They can try to open the door through Amber. Whisper says, hello from Sweden. Is it this common for attorneys to use and doesn't it look better to be quiet while thinking? Thank you for all the commentary. You all are great. I personally don't want to be too hard on him, because this is probably my biggest criticism of me that people have of my channel and my talking style, especially through live streams, because I don't script what I say during a live stream, and I have a lot of ums and uhs. So
you do not. See, I've talked to Alita about behind the scenes on this before. It's an area of sensitivity for her, but Chad, tell her she doesn't use too many filler words.
She doesn't. You don't.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
I do.
Yeah, but it is something that it also kind of depends. It also makes him potentially more relatable to the jury. Think about that. Christy Kimbrell 67 says, are we still going to hear from Ellen Barkin? Maybe she's on the list. Nikki Rubin says, I saw the judge on Court TV said this witness is allowed to read and was a good witness. Thoughts? She's allowed to read in order to refresh her recollection, but she's not allowed to just read straight from the report. So, but she was really straddling that line. Maybe more than straddling that line and getting away with it. Next one. Callie Teneva says, could they have asked her about 2009 and 2019 when she testified on behalf of two women who killed their husbands? I don't know.
If she was convicted of perjury.
You'd have to get into all the facts of that, and it's like, no, you can't. You're not going to be able to do anything with that.
Yeah, no. Lord Luke M says, what if AH doesn't talk about all that stuff the doctor mentioned? Then on cross, JD's lawyer gets out of scope objections all the time.
We assume Amber's going to be pretty fulsome in her testimony.
Yeah. There's not going to be much that she leaves out, because she has a burden to prove her case too. Alessandra Jacobson says, therapist here. It was mentioned AH had an ED from a note. Did you evaluate for an ED? Did you ask about an ED? Did you refer her to a specialist? Do you consider yourself an ethical therapist? Could be. Those could be questions for her. Casper Hebert Kelly says, Ron's loving my responses to these.
No, I'm loving the typo here, because you're not. I don't know if anyone here is old enough to remember. In the during World War II, they used to call the Germans the Jerrys.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I didn't.
I don't remember World War II.
Also, Abby, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Is there even the tiniest possibility of seeing Elon take the stand? I think it'd be super fun. Love from India. I wish, but no. He has not been properly served a subpoena, so they cannot compel him to come.
Yeah, you might see videos of him. You never know.
Yeah. Casper Hebert Kelly says, could the jury find a jury? Oh, jury. Okay, that's what they're going for. Find a verdict early and before the break. No, because they won't finish testimony.
You mean tomorrow?
Yeah, no. There's plenty of witnesses to go. Cher Tushia says, can you please say hello to my bestie Jin, who addicted me to your channel? Love her. Thank you. Hi to both of you, and thank you so much for watching. Black Shy Guy says, 5. I'm mad at Hogue and Kurt for not being around during that cross. And Kurt, are we getting a recap tonight? You and Alita recaps are awesome. Yeah, Kurt he's taking a break right now, and he's about to go and do a recap.
I had to work.
He did. He had to do real lawyer work, not just chit-chatting over here. Linda Bewley says, are any platforms reporting on jury reactions, like someone from in the courtroom? I saw someone at the beginning of the trial on this. I need to reach out to Christina again, the independent journalist who was in there, to see if she's been still going in there and to see if she's noticed anything different with the jury.
Guys, I'm going to take off. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad I got to join you for a little bit today.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Spidey.
Airport, brother. Everywhere. See you, Spidey.
Yeah, see ya. And if anybody else needs to go, you guys you don't need to stick around for the super chats, but I welcome the company if you guys are just hanging out. Mimi
I'm drafting an amended complaint, so that means I need to do something else also.
Oh,
all right, Ron. Nice to see you.
Great
Yeah.
seeing you, Ron.
Yeah, thanks for stopping
No,
by.
you misunderstood. I'm drafting an amended complaint, so I need to do something else.
Oh,
while
I
I'm
see.
drafting the
You're-
amended complaint.
Oh, you want
That's
company
this.
while you draft.
I get it. All right.
Talking or listening.
Ah.
ADHD people are funny because we have to draw off the excess.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm right there with you.
All right, then.
I understand. Okay, cool. Well, hang on around. Mimi says, please explain difference between impeachment and perjury. I feel that a lot of people are confused as to the consequences of each. Also, during jury selection, attorneys learn a lot about the jurors, correct? How to play them. I mean, they ask about biases. There's only so much that they can learn about them. It's not like they're able to sit them down and have a candlelit dinner, but they are able to get some questions about them and some of their biases and stuff. Yeah, and it depends on what kind of questions that they ask, because sometimes attorneys ask really good questions to try to really hammer in some important information, but sometimes they ask dumb questions and they really learn nothing about the jury that helps them throughout trial. But the difference between impeachment and perjury, impeachment is just catching a witness in an inconsistent statement from previously. Basically, what they're saying on the stand is something different than what they've said in the past, and then they catch them on it. The attorney catches them on it and points it out to the jury. Perjury is when somebody has lied under oath. It's usually a very big lie. It's an intentional act. In order to bring perjury on someone, bring a charge of perjury, you have to have a lot of evidence. The likelihood of that actually happening is very, very small. Ben Ong says, shitty cross aside, what can be done about the judge ruling to disallow bringing up Amber Heard's history of domestic violence, given that it was blatantly relevant, pure BS and bias?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short of an appeal, which is probably
We'll lose.
not
It'll
going to happen.
lose.
Yeah. Sarah Yu says, do you think he got reeked by the rest of JD team? Or do you think they all agreed on his approach? No idea. They have information that we don't.
Oh, everyone else here knows what reeked is? And is it that bad? Because I was probably because something happened in World War II that prevented me from learning what reeked is.
Wrecked. That's just wrecked.
Yeah. That's wrecked. That's gamer like
Oh, I guess
spelling.
yes. They meant to say wrecked. I just read it straight.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good at you pick. You see, you understand where the people are coming from in a more intuitive human way.
So Ann Marr says, I am only catching up now, so disappointed on the cross. Is it open to the JD side to motion to strike her entire testimony? If Dr. Curry is called as rebuttal witness, when will this be? So you can only strike testimony in the moment. If the moment passes and they continue on with testimony, nope, your moment is gone. You have waived that right to
I just like the motion to strike everything she said.
Everything she said. We don't like it, Your Honor.
Not just in court, but everything ever.
That's called a mistrial, though. I mean, if for some reason, if a judge were to find out that things were something really, really inappropriate happened with respect to testimony, someone should not have testified or someone testified improperly, and the proper objections had been made, there's a point at which a judge can say to the jury, unring the bell, and then there's a point where the judge acknowledges the bell can't be unrung. And if there was ever a case that's a great candidate for a mistrial, right, that would be this one.
Ron, we're in lightning round.
Shut up.
It's all right. I appreciate the occasional comment to add some color. If Dr. Curry is called as a rebuttal witness, when will this be? After Amber Heard's case in chief is closed, which means after all of her witnesses have been put on. So at the very, very end. My coon dog can hunt, says she states this is the hardest thing she's ever been through. Would this be a point of contention? Because wouldn't the abuse and rape be the toughest thing she endured? Can team use this? Sensitive territory to try to use that, honestly.
That's
Rob,
a real
what
big gamble.
He just donated $50. Rob, that's very kind of you, but you don't need to. This donation
just
goes
come
out
on
to
and
all
ask
those
your
readers and
question.
watchers struggling through DV or similar situations. Help is out there on multiple levels, therapists,
Indeed.
counselors, and attorneys. You don't have to face this alone. DV hotline, please read it out loud. I don't have the DV hotline number. I'm really sorry. But Rob, you're awesome. You are amazing. Thank you so much.
Joe is matching, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds great. I will. I've got to figure out a place.
I'm gonna get it for you. I'm gonna get
out
it.
there.
Is this
I
like an
got the
Amber
number.
Heard donation kind of thing?
Yeah.
Rob, that was very kind of you. My coon dog can hunt. She's oh yeah, sorry.
It's 1-800-799-SAFE.
1-800-799-SAFE. Thank you.
Which is
Thank you.
7233. So it's 1-800-799-SAFE. SAFE.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Rob. You did not need to donate that much, but that's appreciated.
And you can also check out thehotline.org. So
sounds good. Carolyn Hafner says, did Johnny address the jury this much with answers? He did look at the jury when he responded. He did. So I guess we're on Amber Heard's testimony now from the super chats. Ern says, coming in late, this cross was a huge letdown. Was hoping for more fire. What are your thoughts? Can Dr. C turn that around on Dr. H and discredit it? That's what Emily thinks. Haya Alfani. Yes, thank you. I saved this even though I addressed it earlier. Do you think one of the females in JD's team is going to do Amber Heard's cross? It may not look good for Ben Chu to do it if they intend to go into her DV and SV claim. Yeah. It's good that it's going to be Camille instead of Ben Chu. I previously thought Ben Chu would be good, but I think that is the right call. Zicky's 101, parts of her story sound plausible, even if exaggerated, but I try to imagine if someone as big as JD was interested in me, and it would probably feel exactly how she described. Her facial expressions, though, make it seem forced. It's true.
But it didn't seem like she was in love with him. It seemed like she was in love with the role of